hey, I'm Neil Giraldo, how you doing? And what are we doing? We're checking out Mega Metal Magazine. Yeah, all right.
So how's the tour been going so far?
It's been very good other than today, because we've had problems with Pro Tools today. We had a little issue with one of our channels, so we had to track that down. But other than that, it's been pretty good. Crowds have been great. We've been playing great. Everything's been feeling good. Equipment-wise, things have been breaking. I don't know why. I'm going to have to work on that, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't be rock and roll, though, if you didn't have a few little flub-ups there.
Exactly right, yeah.
Definitely.
Makes it special each night. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now, has there been a city on the tour so far that stands out in your mind as the most memorable so far?
No, not yet, because it's still too early. We've only been out, I think, for 3 weeks. I'm trying to think. No, we've had some good rains, a lot of big rains with people out there having a great time in the rain. That's been kind of cool.
Nice.
But, not that's been standing out as being anything different or wild yet.
Mm-hmm.
Soon to be coming, though, I'm sure of that.
Nice.
That'll be something.
Now, for someone who's never seen you perform
Yes.
live before, what can they expect from your live performance?
Well, we try to cover a lot of ground, you know. 31 years, we got a lot of material to go through. So, and what we're trying to do now is pull some stuff out that we haven't done in a long time.
Wow.
Particularly from the first record, more from the first record than any, which is very odd for us.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other things off of Crimes of Passion that we're pulling out. But since equipment's been breaking, which has been my nightmare, I haven't been able to work in sound checks and start doing some of the other things we want to do. So, for people that haven't seen us in a long time or never have, we cover just about everything. We don't touch the True Love record this tour, but other than that, we cover everything pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So is it pretty difficult to sit down and decide which of the songs out of your catalog you want to pull out and do?
Yeah, it is pretty difficult. The problem is not picking them out. The problem is where you put them in a set. Because, you know, some song may feel really good in the middle, and you may want to open with that, but you can't, you know, which we tried doing a couple of times, and it kind of stuns people. They get a hold of it soon, but that's the only problem. It's not choosing the material, it's where you place it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Okay. Let's go back in time a little bit
Sure.
with you personally.
Sure.
Do you remember when you first knew you wanted to play guitar?
Yeah, I was 7 years old, and I didn't really want to play guitar. I wanted to play football, so that's kind of my thing. My mother and father wanted me to play. My sister played accordion, and we had to play. We were duets. We did duets. She played accordion, I played guitar, and I didn't really like it that much. I'd rather play football, like hit people and run into cars and stuff. That's kind of what, not hit like physically hurt people. I just mean like play football, you know. So, but I was too small, so I could never do that for real.
And what would you say your biggest influence was rock-wise that got you interested in it?
Well, I had an uncle that was about 4 years older than me, and he took me to see The Who when they first came to America. So they came and I said, wait a minute, this is a whole different deal here. I didn't know you could do this kind of stuff. So when I got home and realized that you could turn an amp past 4, then all of a sudden things started changing for me. So, and then, you know, great guns, you know, then I loved playing. I mean, I loved playing when I was about 12 to think.
Now, do you remember the first time you ever formed a band?
Yes.
Do you remember what that was like and how that whole thing came about?
Well, it was with my uncle, too, because he was a singer. Since he was always a little bit older than me, he put this band together, and I was on guitar and stuff. He used to sneak me into clubs, too, to go see Jeff Beck play at the La Cave in Cleveland. So, yeah, so he always had me around going to see I mean, everybody. When they first came to America, I don't know, I could be off with the dates. I'm thinking 67 or 68, maybe?
Yeah,
somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So what would you say your first real rock concert was? It was The Who?
It's probably The Who. I'm trying to think if it was The Who or... I think it was The Who, because they played at a place called the Music Carnival in Cleveland. And what it was as a teen... It was where... it was like a teen thing. I think it was a little bit in the afternoon, not so late at night. And another band opened up from them, a local band. And The Who destroyed their equipment after 3 songs, so then the opening band let them use their stuff, and then they destroyed theirs too.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. Yeah, it was a good moment.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really great. So that got me right there. I said, wait a minute, this is great. I love Pete Townsend.
So did you go through the official taking guitar lessons, or did you try to pick some stuff up on your own?
I took guitar lessons, and I didn't really enjoy them because all the guy did was he was good. He was a good teacher, but he would drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, and fart in this little room, you know. And that was pretty annoying. And I said, wait, this is killing me, you know. And I had to play songs like Old Man Joe and stuff. And I said, you know, I really don't like this. So I stopped taking those lessons and just let the guitar kind of hang around. Then I just started playing it by myself.
Mhm.
And then I just did that. So I basically self-taught. I really don't know that much about the instrument. I'm more about tone and songs that
Mhm.
I just kind of let it go where it goes, it takes me, you know.
Mhm. Let's talk about your gear. What are you currently endorsing right now?
I have, well, GMP is what I was using, their guitars when Gary Moline was with the company. Fender, I used Tellys, they make custom Tellys for me now with
Nice.
Bigsby's and stuff, so them. What else am I using?
Do you get
Yamaha
an
acoustics.
input on those?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They make them for me, and they're fantastic. I play them tonight. I have 4 or 5 of them with my Switch. I have different tunings that I use. And
Mhm.
some Yamaha acoustics, Guild acoustics,
Nice.
those things. Yeah, it's pretty
Nice.
good. Working
What about effects and anything like that?
I just use two Eventide pedals. One is a harmonizer and one is a delay. That's all. And I use a distortion unit that I use only for solos and only sometimes, not even that often. I like to control volume from my guitar.
Mhm.
I don't like to use many pedals and things, you know.
Nice. So you keep it pretty basic and straightforward.
Yeah, when I used to play with Rick Derringer in the '70s, we had much more like racks of gear.
Mhm.
But then after that, I just went more straight in, you know.
Mhm. And on the subject of like Rick Derringer,
Sure.
who are some of the other people you have played with through the years that have maybe had an impact on you musically?
Oh, I don't know so much it had an impact on me musically, but it was a very funny thing. The only #1 song I've ever had was Jesse's Girl. That's I played guitar and all that stuff on there. It's so
Mhm.
funny. That's the only one. But I'd like to, Stephen Bishop is kind of a weird thing to talk about. But this guy is such a great writer. I did a session with him, and I thought it was one of the best things I've ever done outside of working with the wife and
Mhm.
Rick. It was fantastic.
Mhm.
But I bounce around playing other people's stuff every once in a while. But
Mhm.
the Delaware, John Wayne, and that was kind of fun too. But
Mhm. Any future projects coming up with you doing anything solo or working with anybody else?
a lot of stuff, a lot of ideas, but nothing that's concrete and ready to kind of go. Like there's a Christmas record I've been working on. There's an acoustic record that we're in the process of doing as well. Like some of the hits and stuff done quirky with percussion and weird acoustic stuff.
Mhm.
But quirky, weird. With
Mhm.
just inside stuff. And then I really like the sound of a B3 organ. I'm really liking this B3 one guitar, bass and drums. Like I don't know why. Something's really telling me that's a place to go with some. I don't know what it is, but
Mhm.
some kind of electric record. And then I have a band called the New Sicilians, which is working on my heritage thing. I play accordion and mandolin
Nice.
and some guitar and stuff like that. So it's
Nice.
kind of fun, yeah.
Pretty musically inclined with different instruments. So what would you say the oddest instrument that you know how to play is?
The oddest one, well, when my hands were steadier, I could play maybe a little bit of cello, but I can't do it no more because they shake a little. Well, they're not bad, you see?
Yeah.
It's so unsteady. But I mean, when you hold a bow, even if you do a little, it's
Yeah.
kind of weird. But I saw it. I never did any kind of horns or anything like that. But no, I just pick up stuff, whatever. If it feels good and works, then do it.
Mhm. Now, how much longer are you guys out with REO?
Till September 6th, I think, something like that.
Okay. And do you guys have any plans set after the REO tour? Are you going to do any headlining or anything like that?
We're going to Australia at the end of October, and and then once that's done, that's finished, then I start doing everything else that I need to do. Start recording and doing all those other things.
Mhm.
I got to get in the studio again.
Mhm.
I mean, I built a house and I built a studio before I left,
Mhm.
and I just didn't get all the gear in yet. So I'm kind of crazy. When I get back, I really have to stay home and start working in there.
Nice.
Come up. So I got something
Break
going
it
on.
in.
Something's going to go on in there. That's going to come out. I'm not exactly sure what, but there's going to be something interesting. I think.
Mhm.
I feel good about it.
Nice. Now, where can people find you on the internet? You have MySpace, Facebook.
Oh,
that
yeah,
kind of stuff?
yeah, we have, what do we have, Facebook and Twitter, and we have all this stuff, yeah, MySpace is, I think we have it under Benatar Giraldo stuff, is that we have it under, yeah. And we have a website that has been in construction for about 6,000 years. Eventually, we're gonna get that up and running again, so, we're just trying to get it so it has a different feel to it than it has been in the past.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of stuff going on, it's just, right now, the touring thing has taken so much of our time that it starts up here. That's how I've always done it. And once I get a clear idea of what a record's going to be, I'll go in and jump in. But I don't have clear. It's there, but it ain't coming out yet.
Mhm.
It's going to be. I'm
Nice.
excited about it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
All right, I think that covers just about everything. I
All
really
right.
appreciate you taking time to chat with us today.
Well,
and,
thank you.
Definitely looking forward to letting the fans check this out.
Great.
I think it's going to be an eye-opener for them.
Yeah,
So.
very good. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
Definitely.
It's fun.
Cool.
All right. Thank you.